Authorities have issued an emergency warning for flood-hit towns north of Cairns over reports some have lost access to running water. Residents in the Douglas Shire are warned last night to conserve water for all but emergency use before supply was lost completely around midnight. Authorities say crews have been working around the clock to restore the area's water treatment plant but have not been successful. The council is expected to provide an update on the situation later this morning. Well, joining me live from Townsville is federal member for Kennedy and Katter's Australian MP Bob Katter. Thank you, Bob, very much for joining us. It's just devastating, isn't it, what has been happening with the weather conditions across Queensland, New South Wales, of course. But what are you hearing from residents? We're hearing water cut-off, we're hearing insurance issues, power outages. There's so much going on.
The last area I inspected was 3 or 4 streets near a little town of Meridian in the greater Innisfail, southern Cairns area. And all of those residents had lost their motor cars, in some cases 2 motor cars, so $1 million probably in lost motor cars. Every single house had, I would estimate, about $10,000 worth of fridges, freezers, floor coverings, lounges, television sets, all dumped out in front of the house to be taken away. So there's another $10,000 for every one of them. Now, this is the part where the government has failed. People said the warning should have come sooner. I think it was brilliant that they got the warning as soon as they did. 4:30, sirens going down all these streets, warning people to get out, right? When they got in the cars, tried to get out, they drove a little way, it was all right, but the floodwaters kept rising and it became impossible and they had to abandon their cars, and of course it was too late for the houses. So if we could get a warning an hour and a half sooner, there would have been no damage. I don't say that as criticism, but I say that as a worthy ambition. Now, the second thing was the insurance. The Chamber of Commerce in Ingham and Townsville did a survey. 1 in 4 houses in North Queensland are not insured because the insurance is like $15,000 or $20,000 a year. They can't afford it, so they don't insure. Now, the cyclone has hit, the flooding has taken place, and they've got no insurance. Now, that in itself is a disaster. But why was there no insurance? Allianz said, if you give us a reinsurance pool, then we will give you same price as the rest of Australia. Allianz, maybe the biggest insurance companies. Now, we got a reinsurance pool going, thanks to George Christensen, mostly thanks to Chambers of Commerce in Ingham and Townsville, who found out 1 in 4 houses are unemployed. So we got the reinsurance pool. But ASIC failed completely to reinforce the government action against the insurance companies. They sat on their fat backsides in Canberra and did nothing. And I am very, very determined to do everything humanly possible to see the bosses of ASIC sacked. And further, maybe legal liability punishment as well. Because I'm just sick and tired of these people being paid $565,000 a year, and all he had to do was get off his backside and ensure that the benefit that the government had put out there, the reinsurance pool, flowed on to the people. Allianz did a bit. Sure Insurance were very good. Outside of that, I couldn't speak more worse of the... But in fairness to them, the reinsurance pool just didn't work and it was not enforced against them. So not in fairness to them. They were taking advantage with collusive behaviour in charging the same rates as all the others charge, except for sure, to some degree, Allianz. So the government, ASIC, is a body that has never, in my 30 years in federal parliament, and even my 20 years before the state parliament, never done anything to justify their existence. And the bloke in charge of it's on $565,000 a year. Is he doing anything now? No. So there's tens, maybe 100,000 people, homeowners up there, that are going to lose everything. Everything they own. Their car's gone, all the furnishings of the house are gone. The house is damaged to a point where they can't afford to repair the house. It's all gone. And it should have been covered by insurance. Whose fault was it? ASIC's fault. So I will spend a significant proportion of next year having the heads of ASIC sacked. They sat on their backside while a $200 million sugar mill was sold out from under the farmers to a foreign corporation for $2 million. And they did nothing. And I was in the room where Wayne Swan screamed abuse at the head of the department. I was in the room when Joe Hockey screamed abuse over this issue. But I could give you 100 examples. They never do anything and yet take their $565,000 a year. Now, there may be 20, 50,000 families up there, their lives destroyed because this bloke sat on his fat backside taking his $565,000 a year and did not see that the benefit that the government had provided through the reinsurance pool flowed to the people. He did nothing.
Bob, we want to hear more. We have to wrap it up, but no doubt we will talk about this in 2024. A lot of people certainly wanting answers as well. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all of your appearances here on Sky News during 2023. We wish you and your family all the very best for 2024. Talk to you again soon. Thanks, Bob Katter.
God's blessings. He had his birthday recently.
Thank you, Bob.